Mr. Reed, a Republican, is an actor, small businessman, and rancher, born and raised in the San Fernando Valley. Thank you very much for being here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This election is not about Congressman Sherman or Berman, Republican or Democrat, Jewish or not Jewish. It's about you versus the status quo. It's about the failed policies of the last 30 years. It's about a $15 trillion debt that's tying our hands behind our back in foreign policy and destroying our ability to compete in the global economy. It's about a Muslim uprising in the Middle East that's threatening the very existence of Israel. It's about a nuclear Iran that has vowed to destroy Israel. It's about our global economy and how it relates to our national security. Locally, it's about double-digit unemployment. It's about 80,000 home foreclosures. It's about 1 out of every 3 mom-and-pop stores closing their doors. It's about several top-tier companies leaving the valley and not coming back. It's about our senior citizens' quality of life and their security. It's about our youth and the lack of opportunities if we keep on these failed policies of the last 30 years, of which both of these men have participated in creating. These 2 men will try to convince you that they're both proven leaders. Might I remind you that General Custer was considered a leader by the men who followed him to their deaths. This election is about you and the future of this great nation. Regardless of who you vote for, make sure that they're willing to follow your lead and not their party's lead. Thank you.
We're going to move the conversation to domestic policy now, and we're going to focus on what is, I imagine, on the minds of most of your constituents, the economy and our economic situation.
What do you propose to do something to get these people to work, to reduce unemployment?
The entertainment industry is not the #1 industry in the San Fernando Valley. It was the aerospace industry. And since over the last 40 years it's been gutted, and we do not have an aerospace plan anymore. The second one is manufacturing, machinists here in the San Fernando Valley. These have been gutted as well. I know that Congressman Berman is pretty much funded by the entertainment industry, so he's going to stand up for the entertainment industry, but I've been involved in the entertainment industry my entire life, and same thing with my grandfather and my uncle who have won Oscars in it. They have talked about the gutting of the entertainment industry, and it's gutted, it's gone. The Indian community actually owns quite a few of the post-production, and most of it goes up to Canada anymore. It's done, it's gone, the infrastructure is not here. But as pertaining to housing, if we don't have jobs, Mr. Sherman, how can you buy or sell a house if there's no jobs in the San Fernando Valley? If the banking industry does not want to loan you money, what does it mean to have an FHA loan cap here? It doesn't mean anything to an individual who does not have a job.
For those who are not familiar, this is the Stop Online Piracy Act. It was introduced into Congress. Most people didn't pay much attention to it until sometime last month. A number of nonprofit and for-profit Silicon Valley companies and many internet users across America raised their voices collectively to say that there was something wrong with this bill.
The government with SOPA I'm completely against because it gives the government the authority to actually shut down websites, private websites of our communities, of the free marketplace, not only international, but shut down websites that somebody's uploaded somebody else's material and close it completely down. It's up to the entertainment industry to monitor itself. It's not up to the government to actually monitor the entertainment industry. So it's a prime example of yes before no, and then no before yes. And actually going back to one of the things with Brad Sherman pertaining to TARP, and we discussed TARP. In 2008, yeah, you voted no, but you voted yes the second 2 times it came back with the Senate amendments. Yes, you did. Oh, yes, you did, Brad.
I wanted to get each of your opinion on whether you thought the Obama administration has handled its approach to contraception coverage appropriately.
I think we all have to be very concerned about that and freedom of religion. And forcing religious organizations to engage in birth control is actually a violation of that. And it's cuffing on a very dangerous slope, I believe. And this is all part of some of the poisonous parts of the Health Care Reform Act that has been put into place that hasn't been foreseen. As a parent, as a grandfather of 7, and also as a Catholic, it does concern me just based on those issues. It's a very, very touchy subject because it's a family subject. But I do believe that it's encroaching upon a very fundamental part of the freedom of religion, and forcing the Catholic churches to actually give contraceptives or pay for abortions or do anything that's against their religious beliefs should concern even this community here, because it is the violation of freedom of religion.
And I'd like to ask you a question about dollars and cents, because often the way that we cover political races is we pay attention to the way in which money is raised.
What we're watching here is exactly what I referred to in the beginning. 2 leaders of failed policies. The reality of it is the tip of the iceberg is being discussed. McCain-Feingold should actually be eliminated. Super PACs should be eliminated. Contributions from unions should be eliminated, because what's happening right now is our campaigns are actually being taken over by multimillionaires, unions, and special interests. The truth of it is both of these individuals' campaigns are being financed by people outside of this district. Where is our voice? Who's funding our voice? Who are they speaking for? This district or the people funding them? This is what needs to be addressed. So the tip of the iceberg is super PACs. So what? Get rid of McCain-Feingold. Get rid of the union PACs. Get rid of all of the independent expenditures that are existing way before the super PACs.
Some very big Valley Transit highway projects, transit projects are in the federal highway bill, which is now unfortunately tied up near death or somewhere in Congress. And these include the Sepulveda Pass Transit Corridor connecting the Valley to West LA, and, if we may dream, maybe one day to LAX. What are you doing to speed up the funding of these projects, and especially the plan proposed by the mayor to accelerate funding for these projects in LA?
Again, this is almost like our Social Security fund. We've had a tremendous amount of money over the decades put into the highway taxes. It's not put into the infrastructure, it's put into the general fund, it's spent. Now it becomes a topic of today because we want jobs. This is a gimmick once again. The real truth of it is the country is broke and we don't have the money, and this is what they're battling over, is how much money you shift from here to there to there. I personally would do anything to rebuild the infrastructure of our highways and roads. As pertaining to the bills that they're discussing, I don't know the particular bills they're discussing. However, but it is known fact that the highway funds and taxes, gasoline taxes, go into the general fund, and they're not put back into the highways, they're just put in the general fund.
Okay. The subject is medicinal marijuana. Would you support a federal legislation that would end the prohibition on marijuana? Mr. Reed.
I would support classifying it as medicine because it is a medicine. However, under the current use or direction of these medical marijuana clinics, there's just stone and, it's marijuana shops to get stoned. You can show up to any doctor and pay $45 and get a prescription. It's not being used as medical marijuana. It's just legal drug dealing at this point. But it's pertaining to actually putting it under the FDA and classifying it as a true medicine and regulating it as a true medicine. Yes, I'm for that because there are medicinal uses for it. And that's been proven for decades.